Good evening, gamers. It is time for semifinals weekend of USC 2026 to begin. We have our first match in the losers bracket this week. Number 3 seed North California, number 26 seeded Minnesota. Lowest seeded team ever in top 12, possibly. Trying to become the lowest seed ever, top 8. Some pretty cool stuff on the line here in this one. On this one guy joining me is Saikani. Good evening. NorCal, Minnesota. Opposite ends of the seed spectrum. What do we got?
We got a very strange match. North California kind of getting it handed to them by Texas in the winner's side bracket. And this is going to be their first match in the loser's side of this tournament. I believe you were saying before we went live that this could potentially be North California's lowest placement in USC history if they were to lose this match.
Yeah, it was top 12 in 2020, which came on the heels of them winning twice in a row in 2018 and 2019. So a little bit of a fall off there. Have been kind of back on the normal 5th through 6th for 3 out of the last 5 years. But you know, extenuating circumstances, right, for North California. You see on the screen, you've got Woodchi, you've got Cyberoni, Haru, Urara, I Suck at HD, Nice Broccoli, Window Life. Okay, problem is, they were missing Cyberoni last week for that matchup against Texas. I Suck at HD was unfortunately restricted, currently under a tournament ban that's going to last for we're not sure how long. Down to 4 members for that match again, and you know, it was rough. I believe, don't quote me on this, I think they have Cyberoni back for this match. Will be very meaningful if they do, but a team that's been weakened by external factors, you know, beyond anyone's ability to foresee.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, but you got to play with the cards you've been dealt, right? And I think that North California is obviously a very strong team in theory, very incredible players on it, so can pull through, but it's certainly annoying. It's certainly tilting to have something like that happen. Minnesota, on the other hand, they're having the time of their lives. Like you said, C26 in semifinals, fighting for a top 8 spot. They're having a great time.
Yeah, genuinely one of the more impressive runs, you know, that we've seen just based on the seed alone. Obviously, a team that's stronger than their seeding would indicate. But you know, they went down pretty meekly in the round of 32, right? 5-0 at the hands of Nevada, and you know, we were thinking, okay, maybe this team, you know, isn't able to come up with the goods like they did last year, getting top 12 last year from the 19th seed. But ever since then, man, it was 5-1 over Michigan in the first round of losers, 6-4 in a crazy match against New Jersey, 1 break point, all that made the difference there. And then really just rolled over Georgia 6-1. And, you know, the really big story, of course, with Minnesota has just been their core. It was Destin and it was Swick that played 16 of their 17 maps and 17 of their 17 maps last week, respectively. And those two were just absolutely huge. And they'll need to continue to be if they want to have a chance at the biggest upset in USC history.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it almost feels set up for them at this point, though, right? NorCal is missing a player, confirmed, and just probably not in their best mental. Minnesota, they got nothing to lose.
Yeah, you're really just at the point of playing with house money here. If you're Minnesota, nobody expects you as a 26 seed to be still alive in semifinals week. You know, that's just an unbelievable overperformance. The big question mark is of course going to be, you know, how hard do they get third playered? As the pool has now scaled a little bit harder versus a team like NorCal who has some very, very strong scaling players. Obviously, Window Life, Nice Broccoli on the mechanic stuff, Woodchi on the mechanic stuff, now with Cyberoni back to really fill out that roster. So it's, I think, going to be an extra layer of difficulty this week, just because of that increase in pool difficulty. So it will be, it's an uphill battle, I think, for Minnesota, but it's always been an uphill battle for Minnesota. So it's gonna be a good one. Our first time seeing this new pool as well, and I think we're in for a treat, right? This is a pool with some sauce.
Absolutely, it's my favorite part. Every year at USC, I kind of let it slip in my mind a little bit what the pools are like, and then I take one look right before commentating and go, I should have taken notes. Donna's always got something going on, man.
I mean, you don't just love the 3-digit map ID for Hard Rock 2? Like, come on.
Oh, trust me, I do.
That map is older than some people in this tournament. It's from, I mean, it's the Dark Ages of 2007. This was submitted and ranked on the same day, if that tells you anything about the era that it's from.
Crazy. You think? Okay. Do you think this map is older than any of the commentators?
Oh, do we have any comments? I mean, somebody born in October of 2007, they're going to be turning 19 this year. Surely, let me look through. I don't know all the commentators' ages off the top of my head, but I suspect like there's probably at least one.
Yeah, I know. I've known some commentators in the past few years that were born in like 2005, 2006. I just feel, natural progression of time. I feel like it has to be.
Well, that one, and then, I mean, okay, let's be so for real. We've got Furiosa Melodia in the Nomad pool. We've got Polling, everybody's favorite, OWC 2025 pick. We saw a lot of that in OWC. Now it's here. Super Luminal in the hidden pool. Like, and then just this DT pool, man. You've got Malformed Box DT, right? Like, so good. I'm very interested to see what we kind of end up getting played in this one as well, because, matchup-wise, I feel like you might just see Minnesota doing kind of what they did last week, which was, they kind of tried to pick into a surprising amount of mechanics. They picked a couple of stream maps. They don't pick the raw speed, but they pick the stream stuff. But NorCal is a team that's going to be pretty good at mechanics. So it's like, do you keep with what brought you here, or do you switch it up?
Yeah, I think it's for a team like Minnesota, your pick strategy kind of has to be malleable, right? When you're playing as the lower seed, when you're playing with this kind of known play disadvantage, you have to just play to the opposing team's weaknesses as opposed to your strengths a lot of the time, at least in my opinion. And so I could absolutely see them completely switching it up if they fear North California on the mechanics.
And for the part of NorCal, right? They got beat pretty badly last week, and it was they were going into last week's match in the quarterfinals. They were 10-0 in maps, right? They had back-to-back 5-0 wins over New Mexico and Florida the first two rounds. Then they come in against Texas, and they get waxed 6-1. So, how do you regain that confidence that you really do need in these late stages against a team that, again, like we've been saying, there's no fear on the side of Minnesota. So you really got to recover and remember who you are if you're NorCal.
Absolutely. Skill cap going to be doing a lot for them, I think. Just the core of NorCal is just that slightly higher skill cap, and I think they'll be able to abuse that, especially on the mechanics picks that you mentioned. Like, I feel like they just, in theory, just beat Minnesota out on that. I don't think, their 5-digit player was necessarily coming in on these super high SR mechanics picks anyways. So I think that they have this angle that was a little more questionable against Texas.
Well, this is a song. I have not heard this particular Polling song before. This is definitely a song. Yeah, and I think it's going to be really big to have Cyberoni back as well. I think that's going to be probably a key, just having that extra player in and available for you, who can kind of fill in for some of the gaps that you maybe were left, where, maybe Woodsy had to play some stuff that he didn't necessarily want to last week, or maybe Haru Urara had to play some stuff that maybe he didn't want to last week. Now you've got Cyberoni in, for, maybe some of those cores with Window Life, with Nice Broccoli, who can fulfill that scaling role. So it's a good place to start, I think, if you're NorCal in this losers run. just you get one of your key players back, and you get a matchup where, yes, you're expected to win, but you are on paper the better team.
Definitely. Also, I think I saw Cyber already saying that they're in Shinjuku right now, so a little cheeky morning match in Japan. I don't know if that was a joke or not, but honestly, I feel like morning match is kind of a buff for a lot of tournament players.
This has been the summer of USC players in Japan. It feels like over the course of this tournament, the number of players who have missed matches due to being in Japan has been incredibly high. I believe that was why Swick was gone in week 1 for Minnesota. I don't know. Everybody's just got the funds for that summer trip.
Still in Japan, all right.
Yeah, Cyberoni still in Japan, but you know, and I agree. So you know, I am a normal adult. I know that's crazy, but like I have like a 9 to 5, you know, and all these late night matches. I'm like, man, can we get some daytime matches? Give me some noon. Give me some 1 p.m. 2 p.m. stuff, please, dear God. Everybody here wants to play 10, 11 midnight.
Matches.
Yeah.
It's so, number one, I already feel exhausted. Number two, I can't even go to bed after the match is over because of the adrenaline from the match. I don't know how people do it.
It's beyond understanding for me, but I mean, I guess there's been this situation over the course of this tournament where there's just a lot of people, you know, since they're like anybody who's kind of US like OSU tournament player age, right? So they're like late teens, early 20s. If you have a job, you're probably not getting great shifts, right? Because you have to work it around school or university, or it's just entry level. And so there's like a lot of people who work like second shift, and so they just have to play at 11 p.m. after they get home, which, you know, it's its own struggle really, but clearly not too troublesome. We've seen some pretty good performances even late at night, so I don't know. Now then, we are finally through our warm-ups, and so we get to take our first look at the pool, which I just realized the background is wrong. Anybody else? Under United States Cup 2026 says round of 16.
That's okay. It could be really funny. We could pretend, you know, Minnesota's about to knock out NorCal around of 16 losers. Wouldn't that be a crazy gaslighting campaign?
Ooh. Not sure about that one. Anyhow, it will be Minnesota with first ban and first pick.
Yeah, Minnesota's the classic, guaranteeing yourself that if a breakpoint is taken, you'll have more picks guaranteed. If no breakpoints are taken, you know what? You'll have even picks. So Minnesota just trying to get themselves more picks on the board. I think, especially as the lower seed team, you're kind of expecting a breakpoint at some point. It's a pretty nice bed of comfort to have.
Let's see here. First ban DT2 for Minnesota. Kind of what you'd expect. Speed ban into this NorCal team. They've got Woodsheed, they've got Window Life. You don't want to play DT2 into that. And DT4 as well, which is another pretty high BPM. So, yeah, those are pretty logical bans. No surprises there.
Yeah, hidden one. Banned by NorCal. Get the AR8 out of here. I am curious where they go with their second ban. I almost feel like I personally kind of want NorCal to ban Tech, honestly.
Nope, it's just Hard Rock 1, which is just aim. So it's gonna be So we go one of the two low AR hiddens. We go Raw Aim, Hard Rock, and Minnesota to pick. Yo, there you go. We're going Tech from Minnesota. Bass Drop Freaks remix, Hard Rock.
That's what I'm saying. I know. Listen, I know what Minnesota's thinking in their little mind palaces, dude. It's tech. I'm telling you. Yeah, this one, 2018 tech, a little older, a little simpler time. Classic mirror.
Yeah, this one is, boy, this was what, OWC 2018 in the no-mod pool? I remember,
Right.
I feel like I remember Bowman doing some crazy things on this. Here we go into Hard Rock with it. And, I mean, it's a mere tech map, right? Like, this is, high SR, you know, with the Hard Rock on. High SR, Hard Rock tech. Actually feels kind of good for NorCal, if only because of window life. A little interested in this as a first pick for Minnesota, to be honest.
Honestly, it could just be a team sheet pick, right? Maybe the scores look really good.
Yeah, it's always interesting, you know, trying to make that sort of judgment where, like, obviously a team knows what their scores are on something and we don't. You know, so if something may look bad on paper to us vis-a-vis their pick, but it looks great to them. So yeah, and you know, so Minnesota, right? They're gonna run this core. They're gonna run Swick, Destin, probably on everything. And then the third will be, you know, variable, but often Lillian. They have been the common third. NorCal, though, I mean, you've got Window Life, you've got Nice Broccoli, and you have Cyberoni back available. And so away we go. And I think we're going to learn a little bit about how this match will go probably pretty quickly through the first couple picks. Because if Minnesota doesn't get off on the right foot with early picks in this sort of matchup, they might just get run over. It might end up feeling like one-way traffic if NorCal gets off to, you know, a lot of momentum early on. But if Minnesota can put up the scores that they're capable of on the early picks and get things, you know, kind of settled in, then we could really have a dogfight.
100%. 4 minutes 30, also a big consistency test. And Cyberoni actually having hardware issues. You see 91% accuracy and riding out lag and smoke. Not the greatest vote of confidence playing out of Shinjuku is Cyberoni.
Yeah, it's rough playing from a setup other than your own. Fortunately for NorCal, we did see Lillian go down in the accuracy pretty low over there as well, down at 93. And there goes Destin, the second default, so it is all going to be on Swick, not even a quarter of the way in yet, so the scores aren't that big. But it is going to be the 2 FC to 1 advantage in favor of NorCal, and the accuracy looking pretty good on both Nice Broccoli and Window Life as well. Cyberoni, we're going to be keeping an eye on, though. We'll see if those struggles continue or if we can get it together.
Yeah, the big thing is Broccoli and Window Life just aren't really playing with the supporting combo right now. Cyberoni finally recovering a little bit, but those accuracy drops are going to cost him for a long time. Leads theirs for now, but, like, it's not going to be there for long. Because Lillian trades with Nice Broccoli, though, and that's actually a really significant break. It means Window Life now completely alone contesting Swick, and Destin doing much better than Broccoli or Cyberoni in terms of the combo right now. Broccoli finding another break to follow it up. Lead firmly in the court of Minnesota right now.
Yeah, they're going to feel pretty all right here. See if they can maintain through this section. Down goes Swick, but Window Life to trade instantly. There's no combo on NorCal at all. And Destin with the recovery combo, huge for Minnesota, backed up by Lillian as well. Lead nearing 100K. And you can see the pattern so tricky in this section, those accelerating streams, but they do get 2 combos through into the slow section. 130K. Good stuff for Minnesota the first half of this map. See if they can maintain that through another couple minutes, though.
Yeah, lose Lillian. That's a bigger piece of the combo pie now gone. Lillian holding about 450 combo before they broke. Meaning it's kind of starting to become all on Destin once again, but a huge bit of comfort in that 170K score lead. They would pretty much need a full team reset from Minnesota if NorCal wants to take it, but it's Broccoli and Cyberoni to go down, going to the Ki. Only Window Life being contested by Swick alone, not even considering the 1000 combo from Destin.
However, that is the multi-reset across the lobby, virtually, what, four misses? Broccoli, Cyberoni, Destin, Swick, all going down. It is window lift on a 650 combo, but that gap is just so big, it's not going to be something that he can do by himself to bring back. Yeah, it might narrow a little bit, but he is not getting much in the way of support. And that lead is comfy for Minnesota. This is turning out to look like a very good opening pick.
It is, but you also have to wonder, what would it look like if NorCal had a third player, right? Cyberoni clearly having issues that don't really feel necessarily in their control, and you have to wonder if Cyberoni was putting up a score on their own setup, how close would this have looked? Would this be a NorCal lead right now? So I think Minnesota on the picking strategy side, not necessarily the best. I think this could have very well gone NorCal's way. But they kind of get away with highway robbery here.
Yeah, I mean, if Cyberoni is able to put up the next lowest score in the lobby, which is, 340k, that's an extra 170,000. So they're still down by a pretty decent margin. Now, obviously, no telling what that score would have been, but yeah, it's going to be a 284k win. It's going to look pretty sizable, and those are two very good scores from Destin and Swick, right? So 515k, 500k. We're dropping that on Base Drop Freaks Hard Rock in the big 2026. But yeah, the 176k, it does make that 284k, it kind of tempers it a little bit, but it's job done for Minnesota, right? I mean, you can't play the what if game. If you're either side, really, you just have to take it for what it's worth. Minnesota, you're happy to get the win. NorCal, it's like, okay, Cyberoni didn't have his best map. Let's see what happens when we go next here.
Yeah, NorCal to pick next, I think, going to be making much bigger considerations about how do we play around the potential that Cyberoni might need a second, right? Can we find a first pick that we can play without Cyberoni? That still gives us a really good advantage into Minnesota, and the choice on that is going to be the free mod 1.
It's an interesting place to start. I mean, of course you need me. It's kind of tapping adjacent, right, in this, in the way of that older, like, breakcore T-Paz sort of vibe, 240 BPM. Kind of uncomfortable, right? 240 BPM and it's AR9, so your Nomad player and your hidden player, unless you double Hard Rock, which I guess you could, gonna have the little, generally speaking, gonna be a little worse for wear. But with the DT3 and DT4 bans, or excuse me, DT2 and DT4 bans from Minnesota, I think this is like the anticipated direction for NorCal in this matchup. They are just gonna want to play what tapping they can and then kind of figure it out from there.
Yeah, double DT ban, this is kind of a no-brainer pick, right? 240 BPM, lots of bursts. Like you said, pretty old as well, and kind of leading to uncomfortability, which when you're dealing with high BPM and you're so focused on your tapping, that uncomfortability in the aim can really catch you by surprise, and you can just miss on kind of nothing. And I think NorCal just really looking to abuse that, saying, hey, you banned speed, we'll pick as close to speed as we can and see if we can catch you out on it.
Yeah, and I think it's really going to be an interesting question to answer here for this match of, can NorCal leverage having the highest skill cap player in the match with window life on their side? Are we at a stage of the tournament where he's really going to be online in a way that nobody else is going to be able to match? Is he going to play at a level that nobody else can match? Because that's, kind of the secondary question there. So this might be an interesting place to start for that. It is going to be the overmod for both teams. So there's your answer to the density piece, is to just run double Hard Rock. And you've got a comfort hidden player on either side. You've got Cyberoni for NorCal, you've got Lillian for Minnesota, and the others can just play a more comfortable Hard Rock to reduce the density, and that will make this a little bit easier for the Hard Rock favored players. So we'll see how it pans out.
Yeah, we'll see Cyberoni the first to break. Much better accuracy this time around, less of a sign of comfort, I would say. more just unlucky. And of course, early on in the map, not going to matter super much, especially if we haven't gotten to any real level of intensity yet. We start here. Swick goes down, trades with Cyberoni. 2 FCs apiece.
It is, but again, I may have given too much credit. I don't want to say it like that. It sounds really bad to Cyberoni. The hidden player really struggling quite a bit here, though. Window Life also to fall, but it's traded with Lillian. So you've got nice Broccoli now with Yo Dustin, the 2 holding the FCs in the lobby, but the recovery combo for Swick is there. That's true. They're very even.
It's actually kind of beautiful. Yo Dustin drops some 100s. Lillian drops some combo that's going to be a little more consequential. Minnesota's been holding on to the lead so far. Lillian combo drops, as if they continue, like, North California has a way back in, but it's going to take a while. The drops from Cyberoni and Window Life earlier hitting huge into the score, even if Nice Broccoli's still holding that FC and still holding really good accuracy. Just not finding the support quite yet, even with continued drops from Lillian.
Yeah, it has become Cyberoni the superior result out of the 2 hidden players. Heard me talking shit, decided to pick it up. There goes the break, though. Window Life as well. Yes, Lillian traded one of them, but that's really not going to be the end of the world. You do still have Destin on the FC to match Nice Broccoli. And look at Swick. The recovery broke in that first couple hundred combo, but has made it up and then some since then. 99.37 AC, by the way, really has come good in the, second. Now, the really rest of this map, I mean, past the first quarter. 167K lead for Minnesota. Are we seeing the break point to open this match up? That's going to throw a wrench in the gears here of North California's plans for this match.
Aaron, it might be time to have a conversation about the way Minnesota's playing right now. Incredible recovery from Swick. Destin's still holding onto the FC. Sure, it's matched by Broccoli, but nobody's matching Swick on that support, God support right now. 2 Hard Rock players going at it with no second Hard Rock player to match on the side of NorCal. Window Life not putting up the score they would have hoped, and this is a certain break point for Minnesota at this point.
Yeah, this is really incredible stuff. Destin coming into the end, looking to maintain that FC. Nice Broccoli on the other side with the FC for NorCal as well. Both close out the full combos, so those scores are just going to equal each other out. But look at the performance there from Swick. 730K. It is 300,000 points above the next best player in the lobby. Window Life down at the 430K. Minnesota, 26th seed in the tournament. Upset on their minds. Early break point advantage against number 3 seed and historical powerhouse North California. The scriptwriters were working extra duty this week to get ready for this match.
And here's the great thing about first pick. The chance to consolidate on that break point for Minnesota is a 3-0 lead potential. And that, honestly, if I'm a NorCal player and I'm down 3-0, I'm starting to feel really demoralized really quickly. That's a pretty brutal scoreline to feel right away, especially as the number 3 seed in the tournament. Must mention again, by the way. Said it's not there yet. Minnesota still needs to find their way to capitalize. They could keep going in the tech direction. It feels like they had something pretty solid going on with the Hard Rock 3, even despite some doubts. I don't think they're picking straight into mechanics after winning the Fremont one. I think they say that was pretty cool. Let's let NorCal pick that.
All right. So here's the strat. You won on Hard Rock Tech. You won on Fremod. You have a Fremod Tech pick. Oh, and you have Playing with Ruby. Okay, I was gonna say Fremod 3.
I was gonna say.
But Fremod 4 is there as well. It's again, not the raw mechanics. It is, I mean, it's down, right? Like, you kind of just know what you're getting into with these classic down, very rhythm intense, like tapping aim control picks. And again, you've got mod players who are clearly feeling it, and your opponents maybe aren't quite on their best game today. I don't want to say it so early. We're only 2 maps in, but just maybe there's a chance that NorCal just isn't playing their best.
Very well could be. I like it for Minnesota. I mean, no matter what, it's data, right? It's a new kind of map within the match to learn about not only themselves, but also the opposing team in this Fremont 4. I think like Fremont 3 is a very obvious potential pick for them in the future, and I don't think that picking Fremont 4 is stopping them from picking Fremont 3 anytime later.
Yeah, I think the way those first couple picks went, like, you've got ideas. If you're Minnesota,
Absolutely.
The concepts are forming in the back of your mind for what you want to do with your picks over the course of this matchup. So, you've got the Free Mod 4, you've got the Free Mod 3, you've got Polling, like, kind of tucked away in your back pocket. You know, maybe break glass in case of emergency situation there. It's going to be interesting to see how NorCal is able to respond because, you know, for all we've talked up Minnesota, NorCal could just as easily come out and show up on this next map and get, you know, an FC and an 800K and win it going away, and the breakpoint would be right back. So you got to feel it out a little bit still at this stage, but get some momentum to Minnesota here if you can get this consolidation, and you'll be in an interesting place in this matchup.
Absolutely, but you're not home free yet. There's no overmod for either team this time. Nice Broccoli and Lillian both picking no mod. So Window Life and Swick interacting the Hard Rock, Harurara, and Yodestin on the Hidden.
Interesting seeing Dustin switching from Hard Rock on the previous pick into Hidden on this one, with Lillian switching onto no mod. See how that works out for Minnesota.
I will say Yodestin was having a little bit of trouble with accuracy with Hard Rock nearing the end of that Fremont 1. I might just feel like Hidden might be a better play act-wise.
Well, 96 act, so we'll see. We'll see. Down goes Lillian. It's a chain miss on the aim control flow. No matching break on the side of NorCal, and they do take the lead after just the very early break from Haru Urara, who does go down again, but there goes Swick, and that is 2 FCs to 1 now. NorCal with the advantage. Another very long one. We've got some very long maps in this pool. A double break, though. Window Life, Harurara. And no corresponding misses for Minnesota, who can kind of inch the lead back over their direction.
Yeah, Minnesota's FC, a modded player, while NorCal's a no-mod player. Destin's accuracy has improved as well, allowing that lead to swing back over to Minnesota's favor. Better supporting combo for now as well, though with a map like this, you're sure to see even more breaks from both sides. It's Lillian to go down first. A lot of trouble on the flow in for Lillian, I'm noticing, and Destin goes right down on the snaps right after. Broccoli, no such trade, and now huge lead for NorCal.
This is going to go very, very far that direction. Nice Broccoli on the FC. Recovery combos on Window Life and Haru Urara. And just nothing to speak of for Minnesota. This is, you know, unless you're just unbelievably comfortable with this skill set, this is such a sort of volatile map, right? Like, the flow aim control with the rhythm changes, it can just be devilish if you're not so precise with your tapping and your aim. And just like that, down goes Nice Broccoli, like, as if to illustrate the point.
Yeah, nobody's safe on a map like this. It's names flashing red everywhere. Lillian, Destin down again. Broccoli down again. Harurara and Window Life, though, recovering enough to just keep fighting off Swick. Swick is not building any lead anytime soon. Not without any sort of support. Not with the combo that we're seeing, especially for Window Life, and the support from Harurara finally coming in at the most opportune of moments. Third of the map left to go, but it's a long, long climb for Minnesota. They need a lot to go right for this to happen. I think NorCal finally starting to breathe a sigh of relief, but you do lose two! Broccoli, your only combo left, and Broccoli was the one combo you didn't really care about.
Yeah, Broccoli is more or less getting matched by Lillian, so it is Swick now off to the races to try to do what he can before the end, but down goes Lillian, and that means that combo advantage is going to be stifled from Minnesota, despite whatever effort Swick may be able to put in. It's one man against a seeming army of a lead that is 160k still, and Nice Broccoli has recovered very, very well from his break, up to 600 combo now.
Yeah, you need chain misses, you need just more misses from North California in general, but I really like Nice Broccoli on the no-mod here, really not giving, just being that rock for the team. The compared no-mod player in Lillian has not really been a rock in terms of score, has been the lowest score on the team for Minnesota. Lead is starting to go down. It's a 100k difference now, down from 180, but still need a lot to get this. It's going to be real close, and they still need breaks.
Yeah, Minnesota needs a break from Broccoli, needs a break from Harurara, and they need them right now. They're just going to run out of time. There goes Nice Broccoli. Wait just a second. It's 70. I think they still need more. I think they're going to run out of time anyway. They're going to run out of time anyway. This is going to get, as you were saying, this is going to get a little closer than NorCal would have liked halfway through when that lead was 200K plus. It goes down to 75K by the end, but they do hold on, and that's the break point back. Just one actual miss from Nice Broccoli. I believe a slider break or two in there as well. And it's Swick to top score, 573K. Unfortunately, did not have the support that he would have needed. Oh, Minnesota made that interesting, but just did not quite have the juice to get over the finish line. And now NorCal can tie it up on their own pick to come, which you wonder where they might go after the way that FreeBot 1 pick backfired.
Yeah, it's really tough. You pick basically directly into the skill set that was banned from Minnesota. You lose it, and it's not so close either. I feel like you're kind of lost for words on where to go next. Do you want to gamble on finding something that's like playing with Ruby? Personally, I wouldn't. It became much closer for comfort than they would have liked, and playing with Ruby's kind of RNG anyways. I'm not sure that just trying to go in this direction of like hard flow control is the right plan. It's hard to find where that plan could possibly go.
I think you maybe consider DT1, that kind of finger aim control, but with the DT, so it's, you know, a little bit friendlier. Not a lot friendlier, but maybe a little bit friendlier, a little bit faster. DT3 could theoretically be an option as well. Boy, though, if you're not going one of those, then it's something just completely different. I mean, do you go like Nomad 1 and just... No, because you banned Hidden 1 Hard Rock 1, so you're not picking aim. Ooh. Ooh. All right. Well, we're going from one of the most volatile maps in the pool to the most volatile map in the pool, because this Hard Rock 2 is circle size 9.1.
Oh, beat map number 288. Oh my gosh. It's so old. It's so old. Yeah, CS 9.1 is intense. Like, a lot of tournaments these days are pooling, like, they're pulling CS6 when it's no mod, and so it becomes CS 7.8 precision. You're like, wow, those circles are pretty small. It's so much dumber than that.
Yeah, you know, we've done some pretty crazy things in this tournament over the years. CS10, was that 2 or 3 years ago in the no mod pool? Oh god, I wish I could remember the name of the map. Somebody will have it for me in chat, I'm sure. But CS 9.1 in the Hard Rock pool, and it's this old of a map. This just feels so like kind of RNG to me. Unless you've got like a precision specialist, you know, a Bashi or what have you, this map is just gonna feel so bad to so many people.
Okay, let's be honest. One of your players is basically out of commission. You just won a map that is kind of knowably RNG, right? I feel like going back into RNG, just gambling again, is probably the right idea in the early matches. Cyberoni's like likely desperately trying to find fixes for lag.
Well, Nevada's not playing until tomorrow, but with this level of gambling, you'd think we're already in Vegas as we get underway with the Hard Rock 2 pick. And just look at what you get in front of you. You get some, and you get like, you know, the lag thing. This is already an awkward offset type of map, just due to it being so old. Like sync between the circles and the audio from maps that this old is rarely good. And you're already seeing some breaks. It's a full reset for Minnesota. Window Life and Haru Rao to go down as well. Nice Broccoli hanging on to the 1FC in the lobby.
Yeah, 1FC, but a tough act keeping it actually close to
Let's
some
be
of
so
the
real.
non-empty scores.
Let's be so real. Act just doesn't matter on this map.
Matters so far, but I do agree. By the end, it's not going to.
Also, this aspect of old maps where there's just breaks everywhere.
Dude,
Like, we
it's
just
so
don't
funny.
feel like mapping this, so we're gonna insert some break time.
Dude, they
Classic.
literally had aura breaks back in the day. We lost the art, dude.
Take me back. It's a break from Harurara, Window Life with not a whole lot of combo either, but fortunately for them, you got nice Broccoli carry in the way. Destin falling with the biggest combo on Minnesota's side. The Gambling 1/3 of the way to working out. Still plenty of map to go. They're making this pool feel really long by just picking the long maps, huh? We've gone 4 minutes, and we've gone 4 minutes again, and now we're going 3.5 minutes. Like, how long can we make this match?
Yeah, this match was scheduled to start at 2 UTC, and it did start late, but it is currently 2:43 UTC.
And we're
after
3.5 maps
the
in.
fourth map.
And man, just look at Nice Broccoli. I'm just watching Nice Broccoli because this guy, well, he's nice with it. I don't know, like, it's an A rank FC still for him. I guess he can actually just play this map.
Yeah, maybe RNG was misattributed. Maybe this was just like they looked at the team sheet,
Well,
they saw Broccoli FC, and you're like,
yeah.
you know what? Let's do it.
I mean, that's what I said, right? Like, if you have a specialist player for this type of map, that's when you pick it. I just was unfamiliar with Nice Broccoli's precision game, I guess.
Yeah, everyone else in the lobby is like sitting in this 140 to 180k range, and Broccoli, not quite, nearly 400k.
Yeah, this is gonna be. This is a very impressive score. Like, this is the type of map where you just expect people to max out at, you know, maybe 300, 350k. He's got a third of the map still to go, 450k with the FC alive. This is really remarkable stuff. He's actually... He's not going to 1v3. He's not really quite in the vicinity for that. With Ack, he would be, but this is not an Ackable map. But he's only 100k behind Minnesota's total score by himself anyway.
Crazy. Finally finds a break on a reverse slider. No!
Tragic. Absolutely.
But 500k
tragic.
is above and beyond any expectation you have for this match. Literally, everyone else in this lobby has what I would consider to be a fine, even good score on this map.
Well, look at how close they all are, right?
Yeah.
I mean, literally, the margin is, what, 223k to 250k, right? Everybody's within, like, a 20, 30k score margin, and then there's just Nice Broccoli out by 300k in front. Really, really impressive stuff, man. This is remarkable.
Running the show right now, man. NorCal needed something like this, right? As long as they don't have Cyberoni playing, and I'm going to keep saying it, they need a star player to step up, with Nice Broccoli being the one for this map, tying it up in 2-2, and Minnesota, a hopeful 2-0 start, suddenly turns back to even.
Yeah, we got a whole new match on our hands, it feels like. I mean, Minnesota, if that second pick works out, it's 3-0. You know, instead, it's tied, and now the momentum has, you know, kind of gone the other way with NorCal taking the break point, winning their own pick so handily. And now it's kind of back to the drawing board, back to square one a little bit for Minnesota, who probably pick into, you know, something in that sort of gimmick sense regardless. But no, okay, so they're gonna go Nomad 5, which is not a, you know, this is not slot pooled, so don't think this is speed. This is, well, it's today's the day. It's fucking Friday. We are here in you know, North American time zones. It is still Friday. And this is just aim consistency. And it's against a team that banned out Hidden One and Hard Rock One, which is low AR in the Hidden One, but raw aim in the Hard Rock One. So I get the aim pick against a team that appears to not want to play aim.
I was ready to be all like, oh, now's the time they pick Fremont 3. Betsy looks so good for them, but I can't, what do I know? Fucking Friday.
This is an obligatory pick for anybody playing on this day of the week, I suppose. You are not allowed to not pick fucking Friday if your match is indeed being played on Friday. And it's, again, you know, it's a little of that high-level mechanics, but it's the aim mechanics, which are going to be, I think, a little less polarizing than the tapping mechanics would be. So, you know, you've got Destin, you've got Swick again, just coming in to do their thing. NorCal, nice Broccoli Window Life, like, perma-lobbied. I think, question, is it Cyberoni in? Ooh, it is. Cyberoni back in. What do we think? Has he solved his issues? Does he have his setup working? That's gonna be the question.
Very well could be. And that's exactly what NorCal wants, right? Just get Cyberoni on board. Start getting those scores rolling. Feels like they had really good chances on those first two maps that were kind of squandered by underperformances from Cyberoni. Could be the one they're waiting for here, but this is Minnesota's pick. Something they should feel confident on in theory. We'll see it on fucking Friday. Huge aim across this map.
Yeah, super aim consistency pick here. And those cross screens can be devilish. It's Chibi and Swick to go down. Notably, Chibi's first map of this match. Cyberoni to break for NorCal in the early stages and a couple of misses, so maybe the comfort's still not quite there, but it's not going to be harming them too much as of yet, with nice Broccoli Window Life on the double FC, keeping their noses out in front.
Yeah, it's a good start for North California, nonetheless. Great accuracies as well. Just getting that score later just a little bit up. Just a little teeniest bit up in the early sections of this map. Going to the first Ki, it's more and more Chibi breaks. It feels like Chibi and Cyberoni just really haven't found any sort of Cyberoni. A little more so now that we're into this Ki, but it's everyone else in the lobby that you're really looking at to make a big statement with a break.
This is almost like two separate maps at the same time. You know, it's Nice Broccoli and Window Life versus Destin and Swick, and then it's Cyberoni versus Chibi. You know, kind of how you can watch this so far, because you have two players really struggling. And the other four who are clearly having a pretty reasonable time of things. Look at how close this one is. 10K, the breaks from Cyberoni and the accuracy being where it is from Cyberoni really helping out Minnesota, who are just a little bit of combo back on the 2v2, but they are combo up until that Chibi break on the 1v1.
Yeah, but the Chibi breaks, not as consequential, right? The lead actually was still heading to Minnesota, and the only thing that Chibi did by breaking is kind of stop that lead from heading over, but Swick the first to break, and I was about to say, this is the point in combo where a break from one of those big combos really matters. Window Life, luckily for Minnesota, trades it out not too long after. Lead's going to stay close, and between Broccoli and Destin, whoever breaks first is going to make a massive swing.
Yeah, it's a huge battle between those two on the top of the screen for either side. And it's nice Broccoli to go down. And now we have Yo Destin on the side of Minnesota to build up some score lead. They have the recovery combo on the other two players as well. And that lead quickly up over 50K. It's gonna be Destin breaking, though, and that'll temper the advantage. But combo's still there for Chibi. Combo's still there for Swick. Cyberoni to fall once again.
You build 60K up, that's the most you can really ask for as Minnesota in a map that has been as consistently traded as this one. To have a 60K lead, a 90K lead now, blink and you miss it, is really good for them. Chibi comes alive, finally in the second half of the map, finally finds a miss, but Swick is still there contesting Window Life for now. That said, the Window Life and Nice Broccoli recovery combos are going to be able to start bringing this lead back. It's going to take a while though, and as long as Swick holds onto that combo, it's going to stifle that momentum. But it's not long! Swick goes down, Nice Broccoli trades it, and it's all Window Life in this PI.
Yeah, Window Life trying to bring back 90K on his own. I just don't know that that's doable, but if Minnesota continues to struggle, this might get a little sketchy. It's a full reset for Minnesota. It's Window Life still holding the lead down below 70K. You've got a surprising amount of time in combo left in the end. Window Life, can you come through in the clutch here for NorCal? It's a huge performance from him. Now top scoring lobby just about. The combo still alive, lead down to 30K, 20K now about to come. The 850 combo is here into the very ending. He is still holding 10K and dropping. Oh my goodness, this is going to be a stolen point as NorCal takes the advantage, a heist. And Window Life is the plot master. NorCal's going to take this.
felt like Minnesota had it all. Had the last remaining FC, had an incredible recovery out of nowhere from Chibi, but it wasn't enough. Window Life back online, ready to do it. It's fucking Friday, and it's over. North California. I live in North Carolina. There's a fun fact. Takes a break point and a chance to consolidate on their next pick finally.
Oh my god. You know, we've spent how much time talking about what Window Life is capable of. The skill cap player in the lobby, one of the highest skill cap players in the country. And he has really just shown us why he deserves that accolade. Top score by 70,000, and they needed every bit of it. And now, like you said, NorCal, the next pick, 3 points in a row. Remember what I said at the start of this match. Do not let NorCal get the momentum because they can really run with it. And now their own pick to come for 4 maps on the trot might be proving that a little more true than we would have liked, especially with the way Minnesota started the match off.
Yeah, it feels like they found their comfort across skill set. That, right? We have seen them win on 3 pretty different maps now, and win by some significant margin on the Hard Rock 2, especially. This next pick, given how significant of a win on the Hard Rock 2 it was, I think North California might have some clearer idea of where their picks want to be. Where Minnesota, it kind of feels like they're still throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks.
Well, we're gonna go Hidden 3, which, boy, who would have thought NorCal would be the gimmick team? They go CS 9.1 back-to-back with AR5. I'm speechless. I'm just gonna go with speechless.
There's something evil going on in NorCal, man. There's something brewing.
Something is afoot. Oddities are afoot in the land of North California. What do they got going on up there? What are they cooking?
2 Capcom songs picked by NorCal in a row, by the way. There's a little fun fact. You know what I was doing before I hopped on this cast? I was playing Street Fighter 6, and I've had enough of this song. Actually,
They knew. What can you say? So, boy, I don't think of this as being, again, like, I don't think of this as necessarily being a NorCal, like, skill set. But I also don't really think of this as being a Minnesota skill set necessarily either, so I guess it's just a wash at that point. I don't know, NorCal just going to the far reaches of this map pool for their picks.
Yeah, just a practice check, honestly.
Leaving no stone unturned. So we've got Haru Urara coming back in. Window Life, Nice Broccoli, still perma lobby. Gonna be Garrett coming in for the first time for Minnesota in this matchup to join Lillian Swick on the perma lobby stuff. Boy, well, we'll see how this goes. A team that is confident in gimmick, I feel, does well on gimmick. Like, that's just how it goes, right? It's a skill set that if you are set in stone with it, you're just gonna win it.
It's going to be about finding comfort on this very strange low AR, this very strange high CS as well. CS6, no joke on this map. And early on, it's breaks from NorCal. Hopefully not for them. Speaking to comfort, it's full team resets. Swick's the only one to trade it so far. Lillian and Garrett looking pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, Lillian, generally speaking, pretty strong on the hidden. So... not an opponent that I love to see holding an FC if I were on the other side on a map like this. And NorCal is struggling with a capital S. The Ninja Spinners even can catch them out as Harurara continues to have trouble. Nice Broccoli continues to have trouble. Down go Garrett and Swick, though. But look at the lead. It's 239K.
Yeah, and Haru Aurora, I think, kind of spelling out the thoughts of the entire NorCal team. Help, why? Yeah, this is the risk of picking low AR into the team with Lillian, as you mentioned. Again, not the player you want to see FCing, and having a damn good time while we're at it. Really, really high accuracy compared to the rest of the lobby. The only one even kind of close to 99 and smashing it.
Yeah, it's really, really impressive stuff from Lillian. And this is what can happen when you get into these late stages. You stop having full team rosters for every single pick, and it starts to be able to be a little bit more about one person carrying. Lillian finally with the break. 400k lead, doesn't matter. Top scoring the lobby by 300,000 points. The miss irrelevant at this stage. It's job done. So, and we're just getting kind of back-to-back carry performances on stuff, right? I mean, we go, we had the Hard Rock 2 performance from Nice Broccoli. We had the Nomad 5 performance from Window Life. And now we get just an obscene Hidden 3 score from Lillian. 739k, top of the lobby by over 300,000 points. And they win it by 528k. I mean, it's a 2v3 with either score alongside Lillian's. Really, really impressive.
Yeah, return breakpoint. Minnesota's absolutely happy to see. Like you said, momentum such a big part of this match, and Minnesota finally putting a stop in it, saying, NorCal, you got a little too crazy with that pick. Hidden 3. I mean, you banned it. Frankly, you banned Hidden 1 for a reason, right? Hidden 1 a little less than this kind of pure reading, but I feel like it kind of spoke to how much they didn't want to play low AR Hidden against Minnesota, and I think the Hidden 3 has reaffirmed that belief.
Yeah, this match is just in such a weird state, it feels like, with the way that these few picks have gone. I mean, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense, I feel. Minnesota winning the kind of tapping heavy free mod 1, you know, made NorCal kind of think about stuff. And yeah, we said literally that they should pick this second, and now we get it, you know, just a tad bit later instead. I hopefully they live up to expectations, because, you know, the way that the Hard Rock 3 went, the way the Free Mod 1 went, it does certainly feel like this is a really good pick, but the weight of expectations on your shoulder in a match that you're tied up 3-3 can make it a really different scenario.
Yeah, and Haru was sharing images in the chat, and if you're curious, those images were their local FC that they unfortunately just did not match with that Hidden 3 score, so likely the reason that NorCal went into that in the first place. Minnesota finally, I feel like this should have been, you know, 4 maps ago, but Jared Betsy finally the pick, and the Fremod tech, right? What are the first 2 skill sets they won? Fremod and tech.
Yeah, this it looks like this makes a lot of sense. This is one of those just on paper, like you just dive right in. You're looking like you should feel really good about it. So now you just got to perform. And NorCal has nobody in the lobby. Minnesota is ready to go. They've got their core. They've got their three main members set. And okay, where do we go back to the which mod choice do we go this time? I mean, I'm assuming it's Swick Hard Rock, but Destin Lillian, you know, kind of swapped places a little bit on the previous picks in the free mod pool. So I don't know if this is a Lillian hidden Destin no mod or vice versa.
Well, Destin has played modded both times, I believe. I believe Destin played Hard Rock on the first free mod pick and Hidden on the second one.
Exactly.
I would expect that they just want Lillian to keep playing Nomad. It seems like that's where they've been the most comfortable in terms of... Whoa,
oh my god, we're literally 100% wrong. So this is 3 free mod maps that Minnesota has played in this match, and they've run a different lineup of mods on all 3 of them.
Lillian Hard Rock?
I don't know. It's Lillian Hard Rock, Destin Nomad, Swick Hidden. On the other side, Nice Broccoli Nomad, Window Life Hard Rock, Haru Urara Hidden. Thank you for doing something that makes sense to my tiny little brain.
I don't get it, man. I don't understand.
I don't either, but, you know, something about this particular map, I guess, for these particular rosters. And this is one where you might see some good scores, and it's one where you might see a whole bunch of breaks, and we're kind of just going to have to play it by ear to find out which it is. So far, not so good for Minnesota. Dustin and Lillian with some early misses. Haru Urara trades out one of them. Double FC, though, still here for NorCal. Nice Broccoli looking scary on the day. Window Life back to his normal ways, and Hard Rock Tech is definitely in his wheelhouse, so watch out for his score.
Yeah, Nice Broccoli, the benefit of no mod, not having to worry about any added difficulty from either the Hidden or the Hard Rock. Both, of course, very tough adding to this map, and so Nice Broccoli kind of getting away with what feels like a much freer score than usual. Swick goes down, traded by Window Life is nice, but Destin is not matching with an FC against Nice Broccoli, and there's no supporting combo from Lillian. The same could be said about Harurara a moment ago. Starting to build up more of a supporting combo means that NorCal's got a pretty good advantage halfway through the map.
Yeah, it's about equivalent advantages for Nice Broccoli over Destin, and until that break, Harurara over Swick. But there are the misses. Window Life, Harurara, both having a little trouble, so that Hard Rock definitely tricky. Maybe it's a tank mod for Lillian on the Minnesota side as they go down, as does Swick. But it's just Destin with the combo for Minnesota not going to do anything because Nice Broccoli still out in front. The advantage of having a no-mod player who's performing really well on both sides of the screen, but Nice Broccoli just has that advantage.
I think there was a story to be told about a Swick recovery combo giving way for Destin to kind of beat out Broccoli in the end, but with Swick finding a break not going to happen in his lifetime and going into the final quarter of the map, as long as Broccoli holds on to this combo just a little bit longer, we'll be singing NorCal's praises. And it's looking effortless right now, 98% accuracy, and no sign of discomfort in the slightest.
California just spawns in new tournament players out of the ether, I swear. They just populate the server. Finally, Nice Broccoli with the break in the last little bit of combo here near the end. 50k lead, hang on a second. Destin on a 1200 combo, Swick on 450 combo, and it goes over just like that.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of density.
That
this map doesn't really slow down, and Destin and Swick take it right at the end. It's a surprise for Minnesota, and one they're really happy to welcome. 4-3, Minnesota keeps on fighting.
How did that happen so fast is what I want to know. Like, that just
look
went
at
over...
Broccoli's teammates. There's no supporting combo.
Okay, I mean, so 800k versus 780k, and then you have a 308k and a 254k against a 447k and a 200k. Like, man, the math just worked out, I guess, in Minnesota's favor. The math was in fact mathing. Yeah, the tank Hard Rock on Lillian just ended up putting it up enough score anyway. Wow, that escalated like quickly. So now we
didn't even have time to react.
Yeah, I was just like, okay, NorCal's got Nice Broccoli, he's doing stuff, and then he broke, and it was like, oh, by the way, Minnesota's winning this now. 4-3 Minnesota, next pick to NorCal, and we're really getting into the business end of this matchup. It's one pick, or it's after this, it will be one pick left per team. The question is what the state of the match will be at this point. And what do you pick here if you're NorCal?
Yeah, I like, you're running out of... to speak it kindly, you're running out of gambling, right? No way you can keep just rolling the slots?
I feel like there's a world where you just pick DT3. I feel like there's a world where you just pick DT3. I don't know. Maybe there's something getting in the way of that for them.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it feels like Fremont 1 shook their confidence so much.
We do have Polling. Yeah, there it is. All right, thank you. It's DT3. And so, yes, they lost Fremont 1. They're also still a real good tapping team. They've got Window Life. They've got Woodsheet. They've got Nice Broccoli. Like, this is a skill set that NorCal should be pretty darn good at. It is 252 BPM. It is AR 10.3. Should be a good one for them.
should be. It's a return to high BPM mechanics, one we haven't seen pretty much at the beginning of the map for NorCal. After some weird gimmick picks in the middle phases of the match, but finally returning to something we know. 252 BPM is this map. Quite a bit of burst and quite a bit of aim as well to this map. A lot of symmetrical patternings throughout this map. Make it very interesting aim-wise. There's like at points there's like cross screens, but it's also off of like sliders, so it's like not like cross screens, but it's scary nonetheless.
Yeah, it just well, just feels like an angle that makes sense for NorCal. Now, you know, I guess you can hindsight, you know, kind of backseat their picks all you want, you know, about the hidden three specifically. Like, if they get the score they anticipate out of Haru Urara, then we're, you know, kind of singing a whole different tune here because it's match point and they're looking to close the match out right now. But instead, it's like, let's just go back to what we know. So we go tapping. And, like, this just has to be a win.
Surely.
I mean, this is an absolute must-win. If you're NorCal and you lose this map, you give double match point to Minnesota, and you give them an opportunity to pick a map up match point. Again, that advantage of first pick come into play there.
Absolutely. Switch up on the roster as far as high BPM mechanics go. Trading out Cyberoni for Woodchi, hoping it's enough here. Woodchi dropping accuracy early on, maybe a sign of comfort, but still overall score lead to NorCal in the early phases of this map.
Yeah, we're watching Destin and Woodchi, it feels like. 95 AC on both of those two, which almost universally indicates a relatively lower level of comfort in a map like this. And so those are players to watch out for. You lose a lot of Scorpio Break with that kind of AC, but instead it's going to be nice Broccoli. And that's real bad news if you're NorCal, because that was your best AC player dropping, and advantage goes to Minnesota just like that as the three-way still intact.
It was. Lillian looked like it was about to be a break, but no such thing. Minnesota still holding on to 3 FCs. Finally, Lillian goes down after dropping quite a bit of AC. But would she trade it means that Minnesota's still holding the combo advantage. Window life was game here, but no longer. Not too long for this world, and at the break, Minnesota sees an opportunity to steal it all away. Destin and Swick uncontested halfway through.
Well, this is terrifying scenes for NorCal and anybody who is a fan of theirs. Minnesota now with the break from Yo Destin, but you've still got Swick on the FC, and that's all you need, 150k lead. It is on Swick's shoulders to maintain this advantage. The combo's being built up across all 3 members of NorCal. It's scary, but it's stable for now for the side of Minnesota. Swick must continue to hold, though, as down go Destin and Lillian once more. Those combos continue to grow at frightening rates on the NorCal side. It is Swick. All sorts of pressure loaded onto him.
But the player you want to be there wants the break, and suddenly there's a window, but window life is to go down next. Broccoli and Woodchi, it needs a little more work carved out for them. You see how fast that score lead is going down. With no combo built up on Minnesota, they don't have what it takes, but Broccoli finds a miss, going to slow the bleed a lot, but it is still a bleed. As long as Woodchi can hold on just a little bit longer, NorCal can take this.
It's all on Woodchi now, just like it was all on Swick. The bleeding is there, but they have the tourniquet in the form of Destin and Swick, building the combos back up. 30k and not dropping as quite as fast as they might need. Minnesota might just be able to escape with this one. The combo is there. The score is coming out a little bit. A late break from Lillian, though, and it goes down in seconds. It's a 3-digit victory for North California, 679 points. The break in the last moment from Lillian spelled disaster for Minnesota, and just like that, North California snatches victory from the claws of defeat and ties up the match at 4 apiece heading into each team's last pick. What more could you ask for?
As close as it could be, Aaron. And each team has one pick left, one pick that they are guaranteed to have. No matter what happens on these next two maps, we are going to see Minnesota's final pick, followed by North California's final pick. We may or may not see a tiebreaker, who knows? But it is as close as it can be. With a heart-stopping ending to that match, truly the finest of margins. But with California, despite troubles in the midsection of the map, they are going to get it. Minnesota now, it doesn't feel like they have the clearest pick in the world left. Betsy seemed like the most on paper obvious pick for them. Now gone. Where did they go?
You know the answer. It's been staring at us this entire time.
I'm not saying.
You know the answer. Oh, not even. It's Furioso Melodia. I thought it was Polling. I thought it was Polling, but instead it's just one of the most iconic maps.
I thought you were teasing Nomad 4. I thought this was where you were going.
I genuinely thought Polling, but you know, this is better. So now we get a tiebreaker, and then another map, and then maybe the actual tiebreaker, depending on what happens. Nobody needs an introduction to this map, right? Surely. God. Like, USA just beat China on this one, like, a couple weeks ago, right?
Dude, take me back, bro. LWC 2015 Grand Finals. Oh, man. Oh, man. I haven't seen this map in tournaments since then. Beautiful.
Ada has pulled this before.
Listen,
this tournament,
I don't watch every Dota pool. All right.
No, in this tournament, it has been in USC. But we don't care about that. It does not matter. When it's Furioso Melodia, you make a spot for it. It is allowed. I literally do not care that 2 years ago this was quarterfinals tiebreaker. It does not matter.
Oh,
tiebreaker. You just run this back. You just run this back. So this is scary because like this feels like a very evenly matched map between these teams, the way that this has gone. And now it's like at 4-4 at this crucial moment in the matchup.
Yeah, this is one of those maps where nerve control comes into play, right? The second you get nervous on Furioso Melodia, it's all over. It's all gone instantaneously. So one of the big things is this is a long map, it's 5 minutes long, and there's so many really surprising, really hard patterns. This is the Furioso Melodia, just to remind you. You could break anywhere, and if you let that get to you, you will break everywhere.
And take a deep breath. You're gonna have 128 combo built up for free before the map really starts. And then it's just holding on for dear life the rest of the way through. Now, how good have several players in this match looked, man? Destin, Swick, Lillian, Broccoli, Window Life, Woodshy. Like, everybody's had their time to shine over the course of this match. And as we get into the waning picks at the absolute business end, somebody might come out a hero here, but it's Woodshy and Window Life to fall early on.
Swick to trade it, so not too disastrous. You don't love it. That's fairly easy combo, relatively speaking, in terms of how Furioso Melodia functions. You don't love to lose it, but you get the Destin trade heading into the first Ki, so not the worst reality in the world for NorCal.
And with this being so long, right, the score is just going to iterate pretty slowly. The gaps are going to open up at a low pace, but again, some breaks coming through in just the main patterning. This is just, you know, this is just the verse. Destin struggling. Woodshy falling a few times. You've got nice Broccoli. You've got Lillian on those full combos. Down goes Lillian, though. A little mistap on that burst. Window Life matching Swick, but it's nice Broccoli. How good has nice Broccoli been?
Broccoli, genuinely the MVP of this match, has been there for NorCal on every single map. putting forth really god scores that they've needed. I did not understand Broccoli's game going into this match. I'm seeing it now.
Here, into the breakdown, little rhythm change, little alt, snappy aim. How are we feeling? This combo's being built up everywhere, and it just gets better and better. The triangles, nobody gonna fall yet. You can build up through this section. It's a little awkward, but nobody's suffering. There goes Lillian. No corresponding break on the side of NorCal. 60,000 points in their favor halfway through.
That's a really big deal. It's really big combos from Broccoli and Window Life. You have Swick matching Window Life, but nobody matching Broccoli in that same sense. Lillian is having an awful time. Great start to the map for Lillian, but unfortunately just has not been able to find it as we continue through after that initial break. Destin not putting up a good enough score to match this Broccoli Window Life joint combo, and this Witchy recovery as well, doing a lot to keep building the score for NorCal. They don't seem intent on breaking anytime soon.
No, this is just crazy stuff from all of them, and Lillian continuing to struggle. Swick goes down again. The Aura Farm attempt here for Minnesota seems not to be working out. A little bit of a backfire for them. Destin, their only combo. One trade from Window Life, but it is Nice Broccoli still on the FC. It is Woodgie on the 950 combo. It is NorCal on the 225k score lead. Yes, there's still a quarter of the map to go, but NorCal is just running with this pick. And this is going to give them a match point on their own selection as well if it holds into the end, which it certainly looks like it may.
This might be a crazy question. Did Nice Broccoli ever break?
I'm pretty sure Nice Broccoli is still on an FC. I believe this is a bit of a full combo from Nice Broccoli. I don't want to, I don't want to cause anything, but makes it through the aim as well. It's Witchy Window Life Lillian all going down, but Nice Broccoli says, screw that. I'm full comboing. You're not going to stop me. Nothing's going to stop me. It's a lot of combo on Destin and Swick, but it's irrelevant. It is all eyes on Nice Broccoli. Finally, the break. It's a little over aim on that spaced pattern, I believe, and the FC drops, but what a combo he made, and what a lead that he built up for NorCal. Yeah, Minnesota did have Destin hit that pattern where everybody else in the lobby has reset. But Destin's not going to be bringing back 300k by himself, and you just have to stand and applaud this performance from Nice Broccoli, a newcomer to the tournament scene in recent times, and showing up when it matters for NorCal. He's going to set them up with match point.
Dude, look at how Destin and Swick have been playing this map. Look at their scores. If this guy was normal, then it would be a completely different story. But Nice Broccoli, anything but normal. An insane 2-missed play on Furiosa Melodia, 99.39% accuracy. This guy's something, taking it to match point on a break point for North California. North California's pick, final pick, next.
And you don't... And so, here's the thing about this match that just happened. I feel like NorCal just won the match regardless of what happens on their pick, because the way that that map went, it feels like they've just got the demon aim on their side. Yeah, Destin and Swick put up good scores, but NorCal just had something. And so if it goes to tiebreaker, which is also an aim map, they just have to recapture that magic again. That might be asking a little bit. So the question is, it's the last pick of the match. You have kind of a lot of options here still, it feels like, right? Noah's 1 through 3, Hidden 2, and DT1, Fremod 2. There's a bunch of choices here. Pauling is calling, like, the devil on your shoulder is saying to pick Pauling here really loudly into your ear.
the devil might be speaking back. Honestly, it feels like, at this point in the pool, it just feels like I could literally see everything for NorCal here. Honestly, if you want to go stand or you want to prep yourself for the TV, I mean, Rat Race doesn't look so bad either.
They're doing it. It's falling. Okay. You are match point up. You are throwing caution to the wind. and you are picking Polling. And again, it's a map that everybody knows. This is just for the culture. This is for the aura, and this is to close out the match. But like, they're just here to have a good time.
They're here to have a great time is what they're here to have. You love to see it. Reminder that, by the way, Polling was their warm-up.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because we refer to this song as Polling when that's actually the artist, but it feels like it's just always been known as Polling. Oh boy. So what have we played in tech in this match? We had Minnesota win Hard Rock 3, and Fremod 3. Not necessarily like one-to-one comparison, but there are certainly similarities. A lot of that slider aim in that Fremod 3 that you're gonna see in this. So Minnesota has won a couple tech picks in this matchup. It's not like this is free for NorCal by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, certainly not, but the comfort of the guaranteed tiebreaker is all they really need.
I think we might be set here. Nice Broccoli, Haru Urara, and Window Life. Facing off against Swick, Lillian, Destin, Minnesota. Dance with who brung ya. You've had this core roster. It's gotten you this far. Let's see if it can get you one map farther and force the tiebreaker with a break point. NorCal looking to close it out. The Permalobby Warriors here. Looking to do it one more time.
This core has been so good for Minnesota. Need to show up now. Matters the most. Trade breaks from Lillian and Haru Urara early on. Not going to matter too much, but it's a shorter map. Could come into play.
This is shortest map in the pool by a pretty sizable margin, so build up all the combo you can when you can, because we know how this map goes. You get through the first part as best you can, and then it's just hold on for dear life. And the breaks coming in early and often. It's Lillian Destin, as well as Window Life, Haru Urara. And Swick goes down, crucially. Guess who it is once more? NorCal. Nice Broccoli looking to play hero. Window Life also holding. It was a Bancho break on him, so it is a 2v0. This might be over already.
Match Cost Demons, good morning. Hello. Nice Broccoli playing on CS6. Good morning.
And this is done. NorCal's going to escape tiebreaker. They're going to win one tiebreaker on Furioso. Then they're going to say, we pick Polling, we win Polling, we win the match. And man, what a match. This is 3 points in a row, mind you. This match was, I mean, there was a point where this match was tied 3-3. NorCal gonna take 3 of the last 4 maps, 3 in a row, DT3, Nomad 4, Nomad 2, back to back to back. And just as quickly as Minnesota's run had gotten going, just as quickly as we thought they might be in this one with that 4-3 lead, North California emerges, slams the door in their face, and they will lock them out of top 8. It's going to be a top 12 finish for Minnesota, which from 26th seed, you have to give them props, but NorCal flexing their muscle when it counted most.
So much credit to Minnesota, and so much more credit to NorCal for essentially playing down 2 teammates. We saw the attempt to have Cyberoni play early in the match, but it just wasn't working out. The Shinjuku Internet Cafe, just not the right vibe. NorCal able to take it regardless by the skin of their teeth, but they'll do it. Wins 2 Aura picks in a row and calls it a day. California, they've guaranteed themselves top 8, and another match. Time to prepare, given everything that they're learning about how this team is right now. Maybe playing another match for 4 players once again, but I think feeling a lot more prepared to do so.
And it's gonna be a doozy of a matchup for NorCal. They have the Ascendant Oklahoma, The addition of TTV UFO this year, or they will have Colorado, who I'm a fancy lad, one of the greatest American tournament players there's ever been. One of those two teams will merge. NorCal will face off against them. And here is a fun little fact for you to just stick away in your back pocket for that potential match when it comes up. NorCal has never finished top 8 only. They have one top 12 finish, and every other year they finish top 6 or better.
Wow.
They've never sat 7th, 8th before. Just something to have in mind. That is gonna have to wait. Oklahoma, Colorado coming up in just a bit. So we will get to find out who NorCal's opponent is going to be. It is going to be about half an hour from now, 4 UTC, midnight Eastern, 9 p.m. Pacific. It's going to be Oklahoma, Colorado back on this stream. It's going to be Tynamo Liliana on the comms for that one. And that should be a good one, man.
I'm excited. I'm totally watching that. I'm going back to Street Fighter, but I will be. I will. That'll be at the second monitor entertainment for sure.
That is going to be the entertainment for sure. I hope that you all will join us back. Grab a drink, grab a late night snack, whatever it is you may need, and come back here in half an hour. USC semifinals weekend started off with a bang, and hopefully it will continue that way over the course of this weekend. If you are not already following the stream, please be sure to do so you can find out when we go live with the rest of the matches this weekend. For now, we're going to say congratulations to North California. Commiserations, but job well done to Minnesota. Top 12 from 26 seed. Nothing to scoff at. Thank you for being here for this one. For Titanic, I've been this one guy, and we will see you guys on the other side of this half-hour break for Colorado versus Oklahoma as USC rolls on.